Mission Pro Wrestling, the symbol of excellence in women's sports entertainment.
Oh, hello there, Mission Pro fam. Welcome to our special Valentine's Day edition of Mission Pro Spotlight. I am Mind Runner, and with me, of course, is the most deadly woman with a kendo stick flag. It is with her special Valentine's Day glasses, looking through the world through rose-colored glasses. Angel Marie, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. And I mean, I love these glasses. And I mean, they're cute, right? They look super cute.
Adorable.
But my thing is that if I wear them for more than like 5 minutes, I'm going to get headaches. So they're just going to stay around top of my head. But
Understandable.
I am in the Valentine's spirit. Valentine's Day is coming up. And, you know, love each other, honestly.
Exactly. Love each other. Right, exactly. Now, we've got a special Valentine's Day guest. She could not join us with the other three ladies from Lip Gloss and Ladders, but she's joining us tonight, and she has gotten out of her grieving for her beloved Ravens, but now she's joining us here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a warm greeting for our friend today. It is Gabii from Lip Gloss and Ladder. And there she is, ladies and gentlemen. It is Gabii. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to our special Valentine's Day episode. We're feeling the love in the air. We're so glad that you could share the love with us today, and we're so glad to have you.
Hello.
We're very excited. Of course, Angel Marie has been training on her listening to soundtrack and entrance themes, training for her eventual matchup against Ash Benny, who's challenging for that title soon. We're going to get the graphic. We might have to have a contract signing, maybe break a few tables.
Promo off. I like it. I like it.
And you can start cutting some promos there too.
We
I
do.
think that's definitely. I know Ash was going to send me a green screen so we could do like the motion graphics, where she kind of like looks to the side and goes that or something. So we'll work something on. And Mission Pro fam, those of you that are familiar with Lip Gloss and Ladders, that's obviously if you're a wrestling fan, you especially a women's wrestling fan, you need to make sure you should subscribe if you haven't already. If you're not familiar with Lip Gloss and Ladders, well, number one, shame on you. But number two, you need to make sure you are in the know. You're not sleeping on this crew, and make sure you're subscribed. But to get to know specifically Gabii, we have a very special activity that we like to do that's totally ripping off Sean Evans from Hot Ones. It is our deep dive into your Instagram. It is time for Insta Insanity.
Well, called. It's Insta Insanity.
All right, and here we go. Insta Insanity. Let's get that going here. Insta Insanity. These are a deep dive into select images that we've found from your Instagram that require a little bit more explanation. We'd love to hear what your thoughts are. So let's start it with the first image. So tell us about this picture here, Gabii.
So this is actually from my engagement at Disney a couple of years ago. That is when I got engaged. We got engaged in front of the castle at Disney World.
Oh,
I love it.
Did Prince Charming get on his knee and he give you the glass slipper? And
He didn't, but he gave me a 3-carat ring. So hey, we'll take it.
That's
Same
better
thing.
than glass slippers, right?
I think so.
So, are you both Disney fans? Are you rope droppers? Is that the parlance or?
That is, I'm not a rope dropper, but I am a very big on Disney girl. I'm actually running a Disney run right now. I have to run 14 miles in February.
Oh wow! Is it for
Wow.
a specific charity or is it just?
It's just for Disney. I have various medals and I'm trying to earn. So I have to run a 2, a 5, and a 7. So far I've done the 2, but it's been too cold here, so I have to kind of catch up a little bit.
Do you have to dress like a Disney character? Like
So that is my plan. Eventually, I want to run the Disney half and the Disney marathon, and then when I do that at Disney World, then yes, I will fully be committed in dressing as a Disney person.
Are you going to go Disney princess, or do you think more like Goofy or Minnie, or go more like a cartoon, or maybe Nemo?
I haven't decided yet. We'll see how I feel when I go. I have to check the vibe.
Gotcha. Well, you got to feel the vibe. You're right. It is about feeling the vibe. It's the same thing with wrestling gear. You gotta see what you're feeling, see what the kids are into at the time. Now, Angel Marie picked this next photo.
Y'all found my Facebook. Y'all found my Facebook, what you all found.
We have sources. We have sources. Go ahead.
Maybe. I'm not gonna say my sources. I'm not gonna say my sources. But I mean, tell me about this little kid. This little kid looks really shocked.
That is me and my Gmon when I was a baby. Oh my gosh. It's me and my grandma.
My goodness. So did you have like a close relationship with your grandma?
I did. I'm not gonna cry, but yeah, that's my girl. I love my grandma. Like, yeah, that's my girl right there. I'm very. I mean, I do it all for her. I do it all for her.
That's such a wholesome picture. Like, did you like happen to grow up watching wrestling too, or no?
No, my grandmother is a true Southern belle from middle of nowhere, Louisiana. She played basketball for Southern University. She was an English professor. Wrestling was probably the furthest thing from her life, honestly.
Well, I mean, that's still remarkable, honestly.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. That's so cool. She seems like she's awesome, legendary. I cheated a little bit, put all 3 of these together, but the one in the middle and actually I couldn't decide between the one in the middle and one on the right. But
yes, me and you.
The look he's giving Nishan right there is just like he's I don't know. Look out, Keith Lee.
He was very excited to meet her. He was also very excited to meet Lacey Evans. Evans. Okay, so this is obviously from WrestleMania, right?
Yes.
We went to WrestleMania in LA, and we were able to do the package where you're in the suite, and instead of like going to the meet and greets, they came to us.
Mm-hmm.
So this was night 1 and night 2. So night 1 we met Liv Morgan, Jimmy Hart, Baron Corbin, Lacey Evans. And part of our package too was they bought in the original belt. So that's the original belt that my child is like playing with.
Is this the beginning of the story that he's gonna have?
This is the beginning of his story. It's so funny because he's 3 and we watch wrestling. Obviously, watch wrestling with him. So at daycare, he likes to like try to wrestle, but we're like, you kind of can't do that. But his favorite thing to do is when he's laying down is to go 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, could become a ref. You never know.
So I'm training. So I'm at the point now where it's like, do I like separate him or do I let him dive in all the way and just he could be in JPW at like age 9, like do I just like get him training now or do I wait? Like,
well, maybe Izzy can take him under her wing and Izzy taking the hybrid school of wrestling, they're too young to start. Never too young. All right, I don't think I've seen this picture. All right, Angel Marie chose. Oh, I this one too. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what's up with all the key? I mean, I for one, I love keychains, but like, tell me a little story about all of these different keychains because there's so many.
So I love Willow. So I got Willow's, the mini brawler, and I was like, I don't know what to do with this. So I decided to turn her into a keychain, and she can go everywhere with me. I'm from Maryland, so I'm not sorry. I live in Maryland, so like you have to have Obey on everything.
Of
so
course,
I Obey one. I love Barbie because who doesn't love Barbie, right? Like we all grew up loving Barbie. And then my favorite thing ever are pickles.
Oh,
So I had to
is that
find
pickles?
Yes.
That is a pickle. That is a plastic pickle jar. Yes, I love pickles.
I'm actually banned from using Old Bay in this house. But I do sneak it every once in a while. Because and I understand because I was putting Old Bay on everything. You know,
Yes, you're supposed to, though.
I'm in
You're
Southern
supposed to.
Virginia, but I got connections. You know, I've been an Old Bay fan for a long time. We had a fish stick incident where we made fish sticks and I was putting Old Bay. I probably put a little too much, so the house smelled like Old Bay for a couple of days, and so now I'm limited on my supply. But oh, that sweet Old Bay taste. You ever have crab? You ever have crab chips?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I have. I know how to make them too.
Oh, homemade crab chips are better than the Utz, I think. Utz is good, but if you know how to make homemade, almost like that kettle crisp kind of. All right, we'll move along. We'll move along before I get into trouble here.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Disney princesses, of course. You know, I mean, we got it. This is the Disney American Girl series? Is that what this is?
Yes. So I didn't even know this existed, which is probably a great thing. Why I don't have a daughter, because like I would have her and like all of these things. Yes. So I was actually looking for things for my son for Christmas, and I found this, and she ended up in my cart. I don't know what happened.
Amazing how that happens, right?
I don't know, but it somehow ended up in my cart, and then it showed up at my door, and like now we're here, right?
It happens, you know. Yeah, sometimes things just pop in. I think it's a glitch, you know, in the computer system. I think it is. I think so. And of course, we had to bring this on here. Congratulations! It was such an awesome moment. We did our year 2024 rewards, and one of the things we talked about is we wanted to honor Trey and everything he and his crew were doing with We Love Wrestling. And we wanted to continue that philosophy of elevating wrestling, elevating women's wrestling, and keeping it positive to fight. Like there's so much negativity in the internet wrestling community. I'm sure you know the trolls and everything, and there's so much tribalism and hate and just everybody bringing people down. So we want to highlight those people, those podcasts out there that are fun. You know, like that, yeah, and Lip Gloss and Ladders, y'all are fun. You're a great hang. You know, it's not like, you know, there's like a million wrestling podcasts out there, but there's only a handful that I would consider like enjoying hanging out with. And I would describe, and you know, just to talk about with Angel is it's like hanging out with other wrestling fans. Of course, a lot of times you guys go on tangents not related to wrestling, but that's part of the enjoyment. And how did Lip Gloss and Ladders kind of come together, and what was and what is your philosophy there at Lip Gloss and Ladders?
So we got together. It's KB. KB met all of us randomly through life, and we were watching the Royal Rumble, and we were watching it, like text watching it together. And someone made a decision like, let's just make a group chat. So we made a group chat. And then a few months later, someone's like, let's do a podcast. And we're like, okay, sure. Let's do a podcast. So here we are.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we got together. We actually got together for the Rumble. We all met together as one on Baltimore for the Rumble this year. So we all hung out together like 2 weekends ago.
Oh, how was that experience? I mean, for you got to see each other. And did you guys have good tickets?
We didn't go. We actually watched it in my house. So we were all in my house watching it.
What were some of your surprises? What did you enjoy the most out of the Rumble, and what were some of the surprises?
I popped very hard for Alexa Bliss.
Yes,
me too.
I'm so glad she's still keeping the Lily kind of character, but she also is still, I think, a little bit of the older Alexa Bliss too. You know,
goddess.
You're the god. So I think we're kind of getting that combination, and I'm glad. I love the tribute to Bray Wyatt and the Fiend and all
her
that.
jacket. Yeah.
Do you think she's going to fit in with the Wyatt Six?
I don't know. I'm very curious to see how that plays out because I personally am a very big fan of the Goddess. So
Mhm.
I kind of want to see her come back as the Goddess. But we'll see how it all plays out.
I mean, she could hang out with Nikki Cross, her old
She has
BFF.
to find Nikki Cross. We haven't seen Nikki Cross in a very long time.
You're right. Nikki Cross has been missing. Yeah. Now there is this Sister Abigail that's been hanging out a lot.
I've seen her a few times.
But I don't know where Nikki Cross has been. She's been absent. She's been MIA for some time. But maybe Alexa can find a surrogate Nikki Cross in this Sister Abigail. Perhaps. Perhaps. Well, we we got a lot of awesome news to get to. There's so much going on, and we want to get your takes on it, Gabii, of a lot of the stuff that's been going on. So without further ado, let's jump right into the week in wrestling news. Let's get right to the week in wrestling news. All right, and let's get the kind of not necessarily the sad things because of the state of wrestling right now, but they announced some WWE releases. But WWE releases in 2025, I don't think are as heartbreaking as they were maybe 5-6 years ago. You have AEW, TNA's on the rise, and with social media. You have folks like Matt Cardona making a name for themselves in the indies. Mm-hmm. Would you say, Gabii? I mean, what's your thoughts on these releases? Are you heartbroken? Are you surprised at any of them? Sonya Deville, Blair Davenport, the former Bea Priestley, and Isla Dawn. Is there any of them that surprised you, or what are your thoughts?
No, I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm surprised by any of them, because I've learned to never be surprised by releases. Because I didn't see a lot of people being released, and they somehow, if they're interested in backup in WWE as well. So you kind of really can't be surprised, and nor can you cross it off and make it, you'll never see them again. Especially with the partnership with TNA. They could have very well end up in TNA and somehow end up in WWE kind of in a backdoor type of way. But none of these ladies honestly surprised me. It's unfortunate that Sonya was just in the Rumble and then was released days later. So it was kind of a weird, I guess. Especially if they knew they were going to release her, then they could have given that spot to someone else. But I'm not surprised.
Angel Marie, what do you think is going to happen to our favorite trio with the worst trio name?
Man, I really don't know. Okay, so for a little backstory, for Pure Fusion Collective, the name really didn't stick, and so we were trying to figure out a name. We're like, well, I don't even know what to call them. And so I came up with the idea just because I'm a huge Chaperone fan. I was like, let's call them the Pink Pony Club. and so that just kind of sucked.
So this is our expression of how they've been the three of the most badass female wrestlers who are supposed to be like 1 foot in MMA, these just incredible badass women. This is what we think of them. I mean, their booking has been pretty strange so far. Also joining us here live via satellite at an awesome track meet, ladies and gentlemen, look who is in the house. Dora.
Hey.
Hey, Dora.
Hi,
Gabii is in the house with us.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
That's why I hopped on. I was like, I could give you 5 minutes. My daughter's running the 1,600 meter relay. So she's the last one, and we're almost
she's anchor?
Yeah. I don't know. I think she's the third one. Is that anchor?
Fourth.
Yeah.
She's third.
She's third. Yeah. It's her one friend Addie, and then there's another girl, and then it's her. They ran the 800 meter relay also, but they got last because it's 20 something degrees out here right now. So yeah. But I wanted to hop on and say hi to everyone before her race started, and happy Valentine's Day, and everyone looks beautiful. By the way,
thank you. Go on.
Yeah, go on.
Well, we'll keep you posted about, we have a
Yes.
special Valentine's Day activity at the end, and you are involved, so we'll keep you posted via satellite on your results. But it's gonna the chat's gonna jump in as well, and we're going to it's gonna be pretty awesome. We've got we're gonna find out who our Wrestling Valentine is.
Okay,
But,
okay. Well, I will make sure I tune back in later. I'm gonna go ahead and they're like setting up for it right now, so I'm gonna jump in there. I might be able to come back before 7:30, but we'll see. We'll see. You'll see me pop in if I can.
All right, feel free to jump right in, and good luck. I
Thank
hope
you.
they get first place.
Oh, I hope they get something because it's freezing, so we're all like ready to go. Everyone's running like they're ready to go. So.
That's got to be the worst. That's got to be the worst to be at a free. Well, good luck, Dora, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye bye. Happy Valentine's.
Bye.
Oh my goodness, I can't imagine being at a track meet. Especially like if your event, like if there's a gap between your events and you're just sitting there freezing. I did.
Been there, done that. I ran collegiate track, and I'm from Detroit, so it's always cold.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god. How do you stay warm? Do you just
You don't. You don't. That's the trick. Is that you don't warm up. You just stay cold.
And I thought I had it hard, because I'm in color guard, and we'd be at football games late at night, and I think the lowest it's been is probably 50 degrees over here, and I thought I had it bad. I thought I had it bad, man. Word.
Well, I did outdoor track. All I did was shot put and discus. So I when our events were over, we just sat freezing in the stands eating chips,
nachos,
nachos and cocoa. But it's going to be interesting to see where these three go. Do you think we'll see B. Priestley, Blair Davenport go back to AEW, or do you think TNA for some of them? What do you think, Gabii?
TNA, maybe. They could end up in AEW. We'll see how. I don't know. The problem is that AEW can't sign everybody.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to pick and choose. So we'll see who goes where. But I have faith that they'll still be in the industry. They'll definitely do some indie shows and things like that for sure.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing it. Speaking of the industry, NXT, what an interesting show as we're setting up. I think we're setting up for Vengeance is coming. Now we focus on women, but we can at least talk about a former AEW wrestler showing up at NXT. Nobody said his name except the crowd. The crowd was chanting Ricky Starks. Do you think they're going to let Ricky keep his name? Or are they going to change him to Darby Steele or something?
No, I think that this is just my speculation. I think that his deal came so quickly that they didn't have time to go through the proper channels. I know he owns his name, so I think he would have to license his name to whomever wanted to use it. I mean, if you think about how he came out in the crowd. There was no music. There was no video package. There was nothing. It was just him, a mic, and the crowd. So I think that just shows how quickly everything came together. So maybe perhaps next time we see him, he'll have music, he'll have a jumbotron, he'll have all of the things. I just think that everything kind of came together last minute, and they kind of said, "Here's a mic, no go," and it's a mic, and he went. But I can't see them changing his name. I mean, he owns his name. No one else changed their name when they came over, except for the one gentleman whose name I can't remember right now. But he even said he wanted his name to change. The guy with the beard, I forgot.
The former Brian Pillman,
Lexus King. Lexus King. Yes. But
he
even
did not say Lexi
he wanted. He did.
We chatted with Carolina Cruz, his significant other, and one of the first questions everyone asks is, "How do you let him out of the house with that beard?" And she said, "That's his thing. I don't mess with it." But yeah, I hope Ricky keeps his theme music too. I just think, imagine Elimination Chamber and there's a mystery final participant, and all of a sudden you hear "The Revolution is televised." I think that would be sick.
I mean, they found a creative way for Jade to kind of keep her music, so I don't see why they wouldn't find a creative way. I mean, Edge kept his music creatively as well, so I don't see why they would change it up, or at least very similar.
It's smart marketing. It would be great. NXT. Let's talk NXT. I'm gonna ask Angel real quick. NXT. What was your favorite part of NXT besides our girl Roxy showing up dressed as Bailey, or was she dressed as
Really?
Izzy?
Oh, wait. Was she dressed as Izzy then?
I mean, this was old
Oh my
Bailey. I don't know.
No, that's funny. No, I was gonna say probably Roxanne dressed as Bailey. Yeah, that probably was like one of my favorite moments because I remember I don't remember if it was a normal like rumble at like one of the house shows or if it was like for like Halloween or something. But I remember seeing the post of Roxanne like showing up with the gear and I'm like drop dead because it's so funny. And then I remember also I think Cora was dressed as AJ Lee, so like maybe we'll get Cora
that
dressed
was
as
the
AJ Lee
NXT,
next. Yeah,
their Halloween
maybe
house show where they all work hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
exactly. Yeah. So maybe, Cora's gonna dress like AJ Lee and then AJ Lee comes back. I don't know.
I don't know. AJ, like,
Being delusional.
but I gotta tell you, NXT, they're definitely prepping for some main roster moves. But the most recent acquisitions, Gabii, Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, Zarya, these where do you who first of all, who do you think has been the best acquisition, or all three just killing it?
Julia and Stephanie are just chef's kiss. I'm still waiting to see more from Zarya. So I'm not saying that she has not had a great debut. But we have seen more of Stephanie and more of Julia than we have of her. So based on that, I have to go with those two. I cannot wait to see the two of them go at it. I'm glad that they put them in NXT to give them that shine. I'm very much looking forward to seeing where this goes.
I do too. I'd love to see the North American title with Stephanie. Let Julia have a few defenses with the NXT.
Oh, I think Julia will have a few for sure.
And then you're gonna have that moment where they're face to face, and it's gonna be, and the crowd's gonna be going, "Holy shit!" Oh, that's coming. It does seem like Roxy's heading to the main roster. Who do you think? Do you think it's time for anyone else in NXT to head up there? Who's ready in NXT?
See, I don't know what they're doing with Lash. Is Lash NXT or is she like, I don't know where she is.
Well,
I can't quite figure that out.
Metaphor, it's like, because they're tag team. It's like they and that's something that's interesting because it's like, do they go like, because they show up on SmackDown but then they show up on NXT? I don't know. That's a great question. I mean,
I think Lash is ready. I think Lash is ready. The problem is that you can't like send everybody to the main roster at once.
Yeah.
I think I use the example of Trick and Mello, right? I think Mello could have gone up a long time ago before he went up, but he hung out for a while to build up Trick and the next person. So you kind of have to use that standing, that great wrestler, kind of like what Roxanne was doing, to build up the next few. So I think it's time for Roxanne to go up. I also think it's time for Trick to go up as well, because they've kind of done their job with building up everyone around them.
Do you think that Cora Jade is also ready, or does she need some more time in NXT?
See, I don't know because she got hurt and she lost a lot of, so she might want to hang out a little bit longer, just based on her being out for a while with that injury. But I wouldn't be surprised if she came up either, to be honest. I think it can go either way. And
do you split up Lash and Jakara and leave Jakara in NXT and let Lash?
So that's kind of where I'm a little iffy on. To no fault of Jakara's own, she also had some injuries. And we've never really gotten a chance to see her shine by herself. We've seen her shine in tag team matches with Lash, but we really haven't had a chance to see her just go where we have seen Lash in individual matches. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did split them up. I would love to keep them together. But again, I just wouldn't be surprised based on injury if they sent Lash up by herself. Or maybe perhaps they send them both up and Lash is the worker, and Jakara's kind of in the background until she builds her stock up to go individual. So I kind of can see it going a couple different ways.
I like that. And then for any singles run, she could kind of be in the corner of Lash, and not break that up. I do want at some point, maybe 2025, Lash legend Rhea Ripley would be a match that I would absolutely.
The Muscle Mommies?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the female equivalent of meat? I guess it would be meat, the meat chance, like when two big guys get in there. Oh, that would be tremendous.
The Muscle Mommies. Even Jordan Grace throwing her in there.
Oh, the juggernaut. Well, she's showing up somewhere. Does she go straight to main roster, or do you have her go to NXT?
They haven't said. So I wouldn't be mad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just very indecisive. I wouldn't be mad if she went to the main roster because I think she paid her NXT dues.
Yes.
When she worked TNA for a while and she had great matches at NXT and TNA. So I think that she has learned the WWE style. Yes. I think that's very important to note that WWE has a way that they do their media, the way that they run their Twitter accounts, the way they do all of these things. I think that she had enough time to kind of learn the WWE style while still working for TNA. So I could see her on the main roster. But I think it's very interesting, her and Stephanie's and Julia's dynamic in the Rumble. So I wouldn't be shocked if she's done that either. But I think that she truly is main roster ready right now.
I think so too. I mean, and that F5 she gave to Nia Jax. I mean, that was true. And I've asked this of everybody. And is this Nia Jax's best run of her career? Like
easily.
I think by miles. Wouldn't you agree?
Easily. She has come back. Her title reign was great. I think she's gotten so much better on the mic. She's gotten so much better in the ring. As everything about, and she's gorgeous. Yes. I think that is easily her best reign. Honestly, I like her reign better than I liked Rhea's and better than I like Liz.
Interesting. I mean, we talked about, Angel Marie, do you agree? Is this do you think it's been a better reign? I mean, we did get tired of the Rhea versus Liv feud.
Very quickly.
We got tired of that one. Angel, do you think this is Nia Jax's best run?
Yeah, like y'all said, by far, this is definitely her best run. I honestly wouldn't be mad to see her get the title again soon. I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't be mad at it either, honestly. I think, her wrestling has gotten so much better. Her feud, her Tiffany going back and forth, just everything about this new reign has been so great. I love it. I saw her losing, let's be honest. I think we all saw her losing to Tiffany. Yeah. But even then, she's done so much better. I mean, her match that she had for Queen of the Ring, also another great match.
She has turned me around. I was not much of a Nia Jax fan until this last run. She 180'd the whole thing. I think she's doing fantastic, and I would love to see Nia in a juggernaut Jordan Grace feud to kick off. Before we continue with the news, it's been a great debate on what stood out to us as our banger of the week, but it's time for us to reveal our banger of the week. Tremendous, and there's a lot of nuance with this week's banger of the week because of the implications of it. But let's get right to it.
Hold on to your Kulos Mission Pro fans. Lock on, it's the banger of the week.
All right, and our banger of the week, qualifying match for Elimination Chamber. This is really heating up. I really like having all these qualifying matches for Elimination Chamber, but it was kind of I was a bit surprised at this booking just because I wasn't sure which way they were going to go with this. Bailey showing up everywhere, NXT and Raw and everywhere. And then, the recently crowned Intercontinental Champion. And so I was a little bit confused, but, Gabii, your thoughts on this match going in? Did you have a clear winner in mind, or was this a surprise? What were your thoughts?
So I wasn't sure how this match was going to go, like you just mentioned, because in theory, it's Bailey. She should be able to beat any woman on the roster easily. However, with Lyra having this belt that she hasn't really done much with, I wasn't sure if they're going to use Bailey to kind of help put some steam behind the Bird Lady. And while it was a great match, it didn't really do much for my Bird Lady. So I'm very kind of confused as how we got here and how we got here, especially because she's already a champion. So that also kind of threw me off, where it was like, she's already a champion. Why is she trying to go into the Elimination Chamber? Kind of an interesting combination of things. But very quickly I realized that Bailey was going to go up on this match.
Angel Marie, your thoughts on this match and Lyra and just let's talk also about Bird Lady's Intercontinental run so far.
Not I mean, I'm sorry.
What's that?
No,
it's Bird Lady.
Literally same. I always call her Bird Lady. Like me and my friends nicknamed ourselves like Tatum and Lyra, and so I call her Bird Lady all the time too. So that's just automatically what I go to. I'm like, I always call Lyra Bird Lady, honestly.
But see, that's the problem, is that whenever she enters the ring or she's being announced, they have to like explain her gimmick, and it's like you shouldn't have to explain someone's gimmick. Yep. So I just don't really. And it's unfortunate because she did such good work in NXT. Oh yeah, such good work in NXT, and then she had that really good match with Nia for Queen of the Ring. So I was like, they're gonna put her to the moon. And then
yeah. I don't
Crazy.
know what their plans are with this Intercontinental Champion. Do you think she should have had more defenses, Angel?
I mean, by now, probably yeah. Yeah.
It's
like they show her in the crowd, and it's like, girl, no, lace up your boots and like
exactly
go wrestle. Why are we showing her in the crowd? Like, girl, you work here.
I think what they were trying to do. I think what they were trying to do with this match, and this is just me being Pollyanna a little bit, is I think they were trying. Bailey was obviously going to win, but this was designed to kind of give Lyra that rub, like that kind of Bailey, because Bailey was visibly frustrated. She had to win by a roll up, but one of my biggest frustrations in wrestling in general is when a champion, quote unquote, mid-card champion. And I say quote unquote because I think a lot of times the belt is what you make, what the champion makes of it. One of my frustrations is when a champion has a belt in the organization and goes after another championship match. I mean, unless you're going to do the belt collector gimmick, which I think that's a little bit, that's not necessarily, that doesn't always work. Especially when you have a roster of people that need that could use a title match. I think that instead of this, they should have used this to build up a feud for Bird Lady to have. There's plenty of women's wrestlers that she could have had started a feud with and used that as a vehicle to highlight an Intercontinental Championship match at some point. So yeah, that always frustrates me. I will say the match itself, Bailey, of course, was dominant. There was that spot at the end where Bailey, gave her kind of that pat or rub or what have you, like, hey, you did a good job. But I don't know. I think this was a waste of a spot. Great match, but I would have loved to have seen someone else against Bailey, and then have Bird Lady. I don't know. Who would you have her feud with for the Intercontinental? I mean, well, we can get right to that. We can talk about who it seems like she's feuding with. We talk about from Raw, we had Ivy Nile, the female Kurt Angle, I guess, and Bird Lady. Is this a compelling feud for you, Gabii?
Put me on the spot. No. And I'm going to tell you why. And it's nothing to do with, again, her ability to wrestle. Because, again, I give her credit for everything she did in NXT. She was really good. I think it's a lack of build. So the problem is, too, is that you have on the other end of the spectrum, you have Chelsea Green, who is everywhere in matches, cutting promos on social media, on TV. Whenever you give her a mic or an opportunity, she's going to run with it. And then you have Bird Lady, right? So you have literally two ends of extreme spectrums. So it's hard to compete with someone with such personality as Chelsea Green. So I think that's kind of the problem too, is that I just can't. I'm expecting like Kalani Jordan, you know, when she had her championship, she cut promos, she had the belt, she was everywhere.
Yeah,
she was, you know what I mean? And then they just like have not. They've had her in the background. So again, to no fault of her own, it doesn't matter who she feuds with. I think she's going to lose her first defense because we and I say wrestling fans, we're over it. And again, to no fault of her own, I think it's an interesting decision with booking when you have the two ends of the spectrum, someone who they are going to keep quiet, and then someone who is just loud, flamboyant, and fun. So that's kind of where I see it. But honestly, it doesn't matter who they put her with in a feud. I don't think she's going to win.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to compete with America's champion, Chelsea Green. I mean, she's oozing personality. The only you almost need, it's almost a bit unfair to give her the title and then just kind of let, she's almost sinking a little bit where you could actually, and Ivy Nile by herself is 100% compelling, but with the faction, she's kind of got.
But that's the point of a faction, right?
Exactly. It's to give you that whole thing, and then you can see her walk. I actually think Ivy Nile could use the Intercontinental Championship to elevate herself a little bit, because now she's a champion. She's got the red, white, and blue, even though she's not America's champion. She is, she could walk around. So I think you might be right. Angel Marie, you agree with that? And I want to know from both of you, what do you think about what do you think about the Women's Elimination Chamber, how that's setting up, and what do you think? Who do you think's going to come out of Raquel versus our girl Roxy?
Yeah, I'm super excited seeing like how the chamber is looking with especially my girl Lexi. I mean, that's my girl, man. That's my girl. Oh my gosh. But honestly, I don't know, because you see, I want Roxanne to win. Obviously. Obviously it's Roxy. But then at the same time, there's Raquel, and I also really like Raquel, and I also really want Raquel to win.
Girl,
so I'm like, I really like Raquel.
What does Raquel do for you? I'm taking over the show. I'm now the host.
Oh, okay.
What does Raquel do for you? Because like she gives me nothing.
I don't know. She's just like she's from Texas. I met her when I was like 4 years old, and like she just like, and like low key I connect with her a little bit because like she has like a skin condition she's dealing with, and I also have a skin condition I'm dealing with. So it's like that's why I like Raquel.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, you're valid too, because I know a lot of people that don't really like Raquel.
It's not that I don't like Raquel. It's just that I don't think that, again, they've given her the fair shot, and they immediately put her back with Liv, and then that was just awkward. This was awkward. Had she come back and like went after Liv, maybe I would have been like, oh, okay, you got my attention. But she just came back and immediately went underneath Liv.
Yeah,
and they had that. It was weird. I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's like she lives muscle,
but she's not the muscle though. But it's like it's supposed to be, but she's not quite landing the plane.
I think it would have been funny if she put a fake mustache on and pretended to be Dom. I think
at this point, sure.
But yeah, I think Roxy's going to be in it. Do you think there's going to be a mystery spot, or do you think there's going to be a mystery qualifying match and we're going to see the Juggernaut show up?
So the problem with this right now, and not necessarily a problem, is that you have a bunch of OGs in this match right now. So I think Roxanne gets in, and maybe they throw in another newer type person, because right now you have Bailey, who's been there, done that, Alexa Bliss, Liv, and Bianca. These are the vets, and I would like to see someone new come in. And I too am a Roxy fan. I love that she was the Iron Woman. I love that for her. I love that she made it to the final two. Like, big fan of hers. But do I see her winning the Elimination Chamber? I don't know yet, because I don't know who else is going to be in it. But again, I would love to see another young person or a younger
talent
wrestler come in than just the OGs. I think that yes, any of these women can win, believably. Bailey, of course, for sure. But do I want to see Bailey win the Elimination Chamber right now? Honestly, no. Do I want to see Bianca win it? Honestly, no.
Yeah, I want it to be compelling. They need to. I think this is a good opportunity to lift up, give a good shine to a couple of the newbies. But moving right along, let's move to the other side of the street. First of all, shout out to our girl Maya World.
Yes.
And it wasn't exact. It was although we'd like to see a little more action, but we understand she's on TV. You're looking great. Yes, she got destroyed by Megan Bain. And the mega sis with this unusual connection with Penelope Ford has now taken out 2 AEW champions, the former women's champion, our girl Thunder Rosa, and also Chris Snacklander.
I love that name.
You understand.
I love that name. I understand it. I see the vision. I love that.
So, Megan Bain, Gabii, your thoughts on the mega sis?
I love it. I think that it's time for someone to come in and clean house, right?
Yes.
It's time for someone to be what Camille should have been.
Yes.
And I said it in a respectful way.
Ding, 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 ding. 1,000%.
So I love to see it because not everyone can come in and be the muscle. Not everyone needs to come in and be someone's sidekick. Yeah, I needed someone to kind of come in and breathe some life into the AEW women's division because it's getting kind of stale. So I love it, and I need someone that can believably beat Monet. I need someone that can believably beat your top girls, and this one got it.
Do you put her on a Goldberg / Jade run?
No,
or
those never end up doing what they're supposed to do. Never. Jade, yes, Jade went 51-1 or 50-1, whatever she went. But like they were squashes, so like they were not entertaining. They were just like blam bam, next match, we're done, and it didn't do anything for Jade. Let's be honest. So that is my problem with that.
If she's going to face Snacklander, of course, I love the fact that we got to see her appearance. She shows up in the Battle Royal there, or the Gauntlet, and like we got to see her like dwarf Statlander. Like Statlander looked like a featherweight compared to her. So I think a lot of people want that. Of course, Thunder, Thunder needs a really good feud. And I'm glad she's done with the Deonna Purrazzo thing. So it's going to be pretty cool. But, who knows? Maybe Maya World will come back and get her revenge, and we'll see. Who knows? But I do think there's somebody that might come out of Brisbane, the TBS champion. But I will tell you this, as the internet seems still divided on Mercedes Moné, but I will say 2 things. We've talked about this before. Angel agrees with me about Chris Statlander and Mercedes have had such great chemistry that I think whatever ring rust Mercedes may have had, I think was knocked off with the last 2 matches with Chris Statlander. But I think Harley Cameron is doing through promos what Statlander did in the ring for Mercedes Moné. I think Harley is so dynamic. I love her to pieces. She's so entertaining, and by proxy, is really generating legitimate interest in Mercedes Moné. Where whatever happened with Camille and whatever some of the other in the Britt Baker stuff, I think kind of fell flat. But do you feel like that Harley is enhancing Mercedes, and should she walk out of Brisbane as the TBS champion, Harley Cameron?
So I have several thoughts on this. Number one, I love Cameron. I love Harley. I think that she has been super entertaining the entire time. I love her rap. I love the doll. Let's just sell the doll at this point. I probably would buy it, honestly. To be honest, I would buy it.
What it needs to be on shopaew.com. I'm surprised
the fact
they haven't
that it's
already.
Not is insane to me. It seems like an easy money grab, but that's here nor there. Do I think she'll come out the champion? What I would like it. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. The problem is that Mercedes has beat more believable people. So in order for, and I don't see her fighting dirty. So in order for her to win this match 1-to-1 square up with Monet, she could not do it unless she fight dirty. I don't see her playing dirty at home. But I would love to see it. I think that she's super entertaining. She's fun. She's got the personality. And I think that's what's kind of we're missing from Monet right now, that personality, right?
Yeah.
So I think she has what it takes. But the problem is that Monet has beat more challenging opponents, we'll say.
Gotcha. What about Angel? Do you think it's time for Mercedes to
Yeah. In short terms, yeah. But like you said, I don't think she's gonna drop the belt. I don't see it happening, but you know what? I think she is gonna feel the wrath regardless.
For sure. It's gonna be a good match. I think it's gonna be a great match.
I to your point too earlier, I think that this is giving Mercedes a little bit more 3 dimensions now. It's going to be interesting to see if Megan Bayne ends up being that one to finally dethrone her. Also, as far as the roster at AEW, the women's roster is tremendous, but there's still 2 of my favorite feuds are in the AEW women's division. This Harley Cameron's been compelling, but this Mariah May and the return of the actress Toni Storm, timeless Toni Storm. Well, first of all, another Mission Pro alumni, Shay Carmichael, got squashed by Mariah May. She was made to dress up like Toni Storm, but then Luther returned. And then when Mariah May went back to finish off Shay Carmichael, the old bait and switch, and there was Toni Storm. Gabii, your thoughts on the timeless Toni Storm feud with Mariah May, and do you think it's time for Mariah to drop the belt?
Oh, Mariah's definitely dropping.
It's time to put it back on Timeless?
I think that this is probably Tony Khan's best thing going right now for the past year and a half. Has been Toni Storm by far easily. It's insane how she took this and she's been running with it for the past year and a half. Mm-hmm. Her wrestling is there. The personality is there. She has fun. All of the things that you want to see in your champion is in Toni Storm. Yeah. And to no fault of Mariah May, her reign has been very lackluster. Has she even defended it more than 2 times? Honestly, I can't think of it, probably. But it's just been very lackluster. So, and I don't think that, again, that's no fault of her own, but it just shows how much you're missing from Toni Storm.
Mm-hmm. Well, in your defense, Mariah May has had several defenses, but in your defense, have they been if they were memorable? You would have remembered them. And a lot of her defenses were just, Yuka Tsukazaki's in town. Let's last minute throw together a match and have her wrestle. Thunder wants a title shot. Okay. And it's just, it's like this last minute buildup. And, I think even Mariah May in character steps out and does a little shoot where she says, where's my challengers? Where's my compelling matches? Mm-hmm. And I think that that's been kind of part of the problem there is that this has been the most compelling matches feud has been with Toni Storm. Mm-hmm. Well, that is the news. It is time for us, though, to move forward with a little special celebration. This is Valentine's Day, and I'd like to introduce us to a new activity. This is a new game, a new activity. Gabii, you're going to be one of the first to enjoy this. But being it is Valentine's Day and love is in the air, it is time for a new segment. Yes, it is now time for my Wrestling Valentine. I am your host, Mind Runner. And we are going, this is very similar, this is blind date style. Little do you all know, but that your Valentine is going to visit, but it's going to be a blind date, and we are going to have to guess who your blind date is. There will be some clues. The chat can play along, and the winner with the highest score gets to go on a fantasy dream date with their date. Now, being as this is a women's wrestling focused show, all of these Valentines will be female wrestlers. So we'll just get that out there. We're all there. So we're going to see if we can guess who your wrestling Valentine is. Chat, you can play along. And I figure what we'll do is I'll read the clues, and then we'll let you take turns guessing who each of the Valentine is. Like, you can ask yes or no questions. Like, is this person in WWE? Is this person a champion? You can ask those questions as well.
Okay.
All right. Any questions before we begin? Okay. Your date has arrived, Gabii. Gabii, your Valentine has arrived. Your Valentine, she has a background in volleyball. She began her career in 2012, and she has a college degree in public relations. Gabii, do you have any questions?
Is it Mia Yim? Meechin?
It is. I do not think it is Mia Yim. Angel Marie.
Is she in WWE?
She is in WWE. Yes. Gabii, any other questions?
I'm gonna guess Charlotte. Oh,
Gabii, any questions? Gabii,
I'm gonna guess Charlotte. Oh no.
it is Charlotte. Yay! Charlotte Flair is your Valentine. Congratulations. Oh, I was supposed to press this.
Yes!
You don't need that. That's overkill. All right. And so there, congratulations. To start thinking if you might have a dream date. If you win, I'm going to get 1,000 points to Gabii on that one. Let's see. It might be. Where would you want to go on your dream date with Charlotte? Where would you want to go?
Jimmy's Seafood.
Jimmy's Seafood, and with all the Old Bay that you can shake. Absolutely. Well, she. I think she got so nervous about her date arriving. She's got to go get ready. So, Gabii, it's just you in the chat trying to guess who our Valentine is for Angel Marie. She's a 2-time USA powerlifting champion. She began her career in 2022. She's born in Dallas, Texas, and she was in 2024. She was PWI's number 141. Any questions?
Is she in WWE?
Yes. All right. Can I
I was
call?
really confident. Yes.
Well, okay. Yeah. Yes, she is. She is on the WWE roster page, and she's an active wrestler. I'll rephrase that. She is in NXT, which is part of WWE. She's NXT.
Angel Marie, you're up.
I know her. I know this chick. It's Tatum Paxley.
It is Tatum Paxley. Congratulations. And Angel Marie, where would you like to go on your fantasy date with Tatum?
Oh man.
Shopping for goth gear.
Wait. Okay, that'd be cute. Let's go to the back rooms.
Okay. All right. Well, she's busy at the track meet, but waiting at the door. Now we've got Dora's mystery date here. Once wrestled as Miss Congeniality, She studied to become a teacher, publicly dated 2 WWE wrestlers, and she's vegan. I'll start with Gabii on this one. Gabii, do you have a guess?
Is it Lita?
It is Lita.
Woo!
Yay! All right, Dora, Lita's on her way to the track meet to pick you up and take you on an extreme date. And so, well, we'll have to figure out the points here for a second, because those are our. What? I have a Valentine? What? Me? Oh, I'm so honored. I can't believe it. All right. Well, my Valentine has won championships in Japan, Mexico, and the United States. Once wrestled under the name Eye Candy, was back-to-back number 8 on PWI's Women's Wrestlers, and was misted by Julia Hart, but it didn't take. Angel Marie, do you have any questions?
Ooh, I don't got questions. I think I know who this is.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Willow.
It is not Willow. It's the puppet Mercedes Moné.
Get out!
No, of course it's Willow. Of course, Willow is my Valentine, and that's so awesome. Of course, smile anyway. That's a lifestyle to live by. All right, let me tally the votes. Okay, and our winner with 20 billion points is Gabii. Congratulations, Gabii. You are a winner, and you are not just when you're done at the seafood restaurant, you are going to spend a weekend with Charlotte Flair in Disney World. You're going to be rope dropping and closing doors, and you're going to be able to see the entire Magic Kingdom. Congratulations. You are a winner. The winner is you. Congratulations. Now, Gabii, thank you so much.
Even that was Disneyland you just showed, but it's fine.
Oh, was it? It was a Disney World? Oh, Worldland. I get them confused.
It's fine. We're going there anyway. It doesn't matter.
You're going to the Disney ensemble, if you will. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Gabii, thank you so much for joining us. This has been so much fun. We'd love to have you back. Of course, we also have the Ash Benny challenge. She's going to be challenging Angel Marie for the theme song Turmoil. We probably should get you to do a couple of rounds of theme song Turmoil at some point. But
for sure.
Where can everybody find you? Lip Gloss and Ladders. Is it X and Instagram and on YouTube? Lip Gloss and Ladders. Yeah. And what do you guys have coming up?
So we are this weekend. Some of the girls are going to Vengeance Day, so look for some Vengeance Day content over the weekend.
Very nice.
And then we're all going to Mania, so you'll definitely get a lot of WrestleMania content from us as well.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. And when's your next episode? Do you guys air on Sundays?
So we air on Monday mornings. We film on Sundays. Yes.
Film on Sundays, air on Monday mornings. So make sure you subscribe and click the bell so that, because you never know, and there might be some surprise Lip Gloss and Ladders content. You also you never know who might stop by Lip Gloss and Ladders. You never know. Well, Gabii, thanks so much for joining us. On behalf of Gabii and Angel Marie, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. This is Mind Runner. You are awesome, and we will see you next time.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
Gabii, that was so